Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2015. I'm Eddie Diaz.
And I'm Natalie Cardona. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful day. This is Newsbeat.
There are no serious injuries for the 19 people in the megabus crash from Chicago to Atlanta. This is the fourth megabus crash since October, and it raises questions about the road safety, driver training, and maintenance for the bus company. A megabus traveling from Chicago hit a semi-truck in the southbound lanes of Interstate 53 after failing to brake in the construction zone. Causing a chain reaction, the semi then hit two other passenger vehicles. Among the 63 passengers, only 19 of the passengers were taken to the hospital with non-threatening injuries. A man wanted in Michigan on charges of intent to do bodily harm was traveling on the bus and was arrested. Police have ruled out alcohol as being the cause of the crash, and the bus will undergo an inspection later this week.
The Cubs will raise money during tonight's game against the Reds. This will benefit those affected by the fatal tornado which hit Fairdale and Rochelle last week. Cubs staff members will be collecting donations at the Wrigley Field gates before the 7 o'clock game. These donations will benefit the Illinois Tornado Relief Effort, which supports nonprofit agencies providing disaster relief to communities hit by natural disasters. The proceeds from tonight's 50-50 raffle will also benefit the same cause.
McDonald's employees are one step closer to getting a wage increase.
The fast food super chain just announced workers will get a raise, but there's a catch.
Newsbeat's Crystal Brown has more on the story. Crystal?
That's right, you guys. McDonald's workers took to the streets to protest for better wages. Now the company is taking the initiative to meet their demands. I took a closer look at the new minimum wage hike and what it could mean for employees. McDonald's is by far one of the largest fast food corporations in the country, serving billions daily. McDonald's is making headlines again as workers continue to seek higher wages and better working conditions.
What do we want? 15. Where do we want it? Now. Where do we want it? Now.
McDonald's is taking a step towards ending the fight over minimum wage. The chain has just announced that its employees will now receive a $1 pay hike above local minimum wage. Taking effect July 1st, employees will now be paid $10 per hour, though there's one small drawback. The wage increase will only take place at 1,500 locations that are corporate-owned, which means almost 90% of McDonald's employees who work at franchise locations won't receive the pay raise. One McDonald's worker feels the pay raise isn't nearly enough.
We should get paid more because McDonald's is a billion-dollar company and it's a lot that we have to do that people don't know about.
Other Chicagoans feel the raise is a great step forward.
Being in the back and cooking and just cleaning, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and they deserve that.
I think it should be raised. I think in any situation in this economy it should be raised because the problem with the economy is that people are making money without making enough, so they're hesitant on spending it.
So that's the catch. The new pay hike isn't across the board. That could prove to be problematic once the raise takes effect this summer. I'm Crystal Brown reporting for Newsbeat.
Thanks, Crystal. Chicago's historic runoff election has finally come to an end. After a very close battle between incumbent Mayor Rahm Emanuel and Jesus Chuy Garcia, Emanuel was able to walk away victorious. After raising nearly $23 million in campaign funding, Emanuel was able to get 56% of the votes, although things will not be easy for the mayor in the future. Emanuel will have to deal with crucial issues that include a major debt crisis, struggling public schools, and higher violent crime rates. The mayor is set to start his next four-year run on May 18th.
Hillary Rodham Clinton has finally declared her official run for the 2016 presidency. The announcement came with the release of a video on her new campaign website.
Everyday Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion. So you can do more than just get by. You can get ahead and stay ahead. I'm hitting the road to earn your vote because it's your time, and I hope you'll join me on this journey.
Clinton has positioned herself as a champion for the everyday American. She plans to travel across the country and really get to know her voters. The former First Lady is planning a formal kick to start her campaign in Iowa sometime next month. This is the second time that Clinton is attempting to run for president.
The political world is abuzz as more potential candidates officially announce their run for the 2016 presidency. Senator Marco Rubio officially made his presidential bid known. He is joining fellow right-wing candidates Ted Cruz and Rand Paul as Republican nominees. Hillary Clinton announced her presidential bid Sunday, making her the only current Democratic nominee. We are still waiting on word whether former Governor of Maryland, Martin O'Malley, and former U.S. Senator Jim Webb will join her.
Coming up next on Newsbeat, images of those accused in the spring break rape are being released.
Tragedy strikes at a North Carolina community college, striking fear into students and teachers alike.
Police have arrested those in the spring break rape and cell phones found at the scene that could help move the case forward.
Breaking news overnight. Police have captured a man suspected of the shooting at a North Carolina community college Monday morning. Kenneth Morgan Stansel III was found and arrested more than 500 miles away from where the shooting occurred in Daytona Beach, bringing an end to a terrifying day for staff and students at Wayne Community College. The school was on lockdown for most of Monday morning after Stansel opened fire on the Wayne Community College campus. All students and school personnel were evacuated. One student tells us how she survived the terrifying incident.
Teacher just, told everybody that we were on lockdown. It was not a drill. She told us to get up from our seats and move to the other side of the room, which was a corner away from the door, away from the windows. She cut the lights off, barricaded the door with a table, and told us just to remain calm and quiet.
Stansel is accused of shooting and killing print shop director Ron Lane, his former boss. Goldsboro police will have to have Stansel extradited to North Carolina to face charges.
An undercover sting operation goes awry, leading to a deadly shooting in Oklahoma. Now police body cam video shows what happened. Be advised, the video we are about to watch is graphic.
All right, Leon. I need to roll on your stomach. Now.
This all happened on April 2nd during a police sting operation in Tulsa, Oklahoma. According to officials, 73-year-old Reserve Deputy Robert Bates started chasing Eric Harris when Bates attempted to reach for his taser after tackling Harris to the ground. That's when Bates says he accidentally fired his gun. You can hear Harris gasping for breath.
We were hopeful that we could convince the district attorney that a charge of manslaughter really didn't fit this factual scenario and that it was excusable homicide under Oklahoma law. But obviously the district attorney thought otherwise.
Harris later died at the hospital. Bates is now being charged with second-degree manslaughter in the shooting death of Eric Harris. No public comment has been made by Bates since the incident. Harris's family is demanding an independent investigation.
2 Alabama college students are behind bars after police discover a video of a woman being gang raped on a Florida beach during spring break. 22-year-old Delonte Martise and 23-year-old Ryan Calhoun are now facing sexual battery charges. Police in Troy, Alabama discovered the cell phone video while investigating an unrelated shooting. Police say they were outraged to discover the attack occurred during the day around hundreds of people who didn't stop it. Both suspects attended Troy University and have been suspended. Police are still looking for 2 more people in this case.
It's a historic handshake that marks a new beginning for U.S. and Cuba relations. President Barack Obama and Cuban President Raul Castro met one-on-one at the Summit of Americas in Panama, putting aside differences. Castro blasted the U.S. for interfering with his nation's affairs, but surprisingly expressed his admiration for President Obama. President Obama says it's time to turn over a new leaf after decades of Cold War animosity.
I'm optimistic that we'll continue to make progress and that this can indeed be a turning point, not just between the United States and Cuba, but for greater cooperation among countries across the region.
This is the first official meeting between the 2 presidents in half a century.
Next on Newsbeat, find out the new miracle oil that has everyone raving. Your underground commute just got faster. Check out the latest technology being added to Chicago's subway.
And next, check out the Hollywood bombshell who is lip-locking with Drake. Welcome back. The CTA has some good news for its riders.
Is it more frequent trains, cleaner buses? Well, it's not what you think. Newsbeat's Ashley Smith is live in the newsroom with more. Ashley?
Thanks, guys. Smartphone dead spots will soon be a thing of the past for CTA customers. The CTA is planning to add wireless internet to their subway tunnels. A 4G wireless service is coming to a subway near you, and it may be sooner than you think. Earlier this year, CTA announced its partnership with the 4 major wireless providers, including Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. These phone companies will soon offer improved service to the blue and red line tunnels found underground at no cost to taxpayers. The 4G wireless service that will soon be as speedy as trains will be placed in subways just like these. This will make it a lot easier for commuters to surf the web as well as upload selfies straight to the internet. Some commuters are very happy about the new change being implemented by CTA.
I'm actually really happy about it because a lot of times I'll be on the phone with my mom, like trying to tell her where I'm going, and then I have to say like, okay, can you hold on a second? Like, I'm probably going to lose the call.
This $32.5 million deal will be phased in station by station, making Chicago the largest U.S. public transportation system with 4G coverage in all of its subways.
We're going to be the first subway system in America by this time next year to be complete 4G throughout the system.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel wishes to continue updating technology across the city's public transportation system. Installation is to be completed by the end of the year and expected to create 50 jobs. The CTA going wireless just may be starting a new trend. Metro Transit is looking into upgrading its wireless service too. If that happens, the Chicago area and surrounding suburbs will have high-tech transit all around. I'm Ashley Smith, reporting live in the newsroom. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Ashley.
The season's biggest music festival is well underway.
Newsbeat's Bianca Betancourt is here with all of the latest in Indio Valley. Bianca?
Thanks, guys. Dust off your floral crowns, everybody, because it is time for Coachella. The annual mega concert kicked off music festival season, and not without its fair share of had to be there to believe it moments. First, it was Britney, then it was Drake. The most talked about moment of Coachella was Madonna's surprise appearance during Drake's performance that ended with a sensual smooch. The 56-year-old pop star crashed the stage mid Drake's rapping of his namesake song, inspired by Madonna herself. After singing the hook of her hit song, Human Nature, the queen of pop planted a long one on the rapper's lips. His reaction afterward made concertgoers question whether the bold gesture was appreciated or not. Drake cleared any questioning on the matter quickly. He took to Instagram to say the experience was one to write home about. And as for his face, sources say he simply wasn't into the taste of Madonna's lipstick. While Madonna was showing the love, Tyler, the Creator, was throwing some shade. The eccentric rapper called out model Kendall Jenner, who was in attendance during his concert earlier in the day. He pointed out Jenner in the crowd, proceeding to yell profanities at the teen catwalker. The two laughed it off later over Twitter, however, admitting there's no bad blood between them. Out of Indio Valley and over in Armenia, Jenner's brother-in-law, Kanye West, also known as Yeezus, attempts to walk on water. Thousands flooded the Armenian capital when the rapper decided to throw an impromptu concert. While performing his hit Good Life, Yeezus himself decided to take a stroll into Swan Lake. The only problem? Hundreds of fans took the gesture as an invitation to join in on the swim. Though West didn't seem to mind the party, Armenian police did. The concert was shut down for safety precautions, but not before West's wife, Kim Kardashian, documented the night on social media. She concluded via Twitter that the show was an epic end to their stay in Armenia. That's all the music news I have for you guys tonight. Natalie, Eddie, back to you guys.
Thank you, Bianca. Now to Health Beat for some of nature's best-kept secrets.
Winter can be brutal on our bodies, especially the one we just went through. But we made it. Winter's behind us, spring is here, and summer is well on its way. Liz DeLue joins us with some health tips that she swears by.
Yeah, guys, I love living in a city where I get to experience all 4 seasons, but all the changes can really take a toll on our bodies. My top 3 all-natural healers are coconut oil, tea tree oil, and aloe vera plants. Now, coconut oil has a lot of health benefits. If you suffer from dandruff or would like to repair damaged hair and add shine, massage the coconut oil on your scalp and hair. I like to do this a couple times a month, rubbing the oil all over my body and then washing it off the next day in the morning. Then we go on to tea tree oil. Just like coconut oil, it helps get rid of dandruff, but what it is really known for is its antibacterial benefits. I found that it works great for those stubborn ingrown hairs. Simply rub the oil with a Q-tip on the infected area after shaving, tweezing, or waxing. That will clear it right up. It's very soothing too, and speaking of soothing, I brought some aloe vera plants over for us to try, and you know what these are great for? Sunburn. All we have to do is literally peel off this leaf from the plant, break it open with your hands, and get that goop, that nice goop out. Put it on any burns that you have.
Try it, Eddie.
Whether it be sunburn, want some?
Pass it on, yeah.
Whether it be sunburn or a burn from hot water, anything.
Can I put this on my face if I have a little bit of sunburn?
Absolutely. Yeah, it works so great. It turns it right into tan.
Oh,
I swear
yeah?
by it. Yeah, that's great.
Gotta try that.
Fantastic.
All
Thank you,
right.
Liz.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. Now to weather. Is spring finally here to stay?
Ashley Smith is here with the full weather forecast. Ashley?
Thanks, guys. I really want to try that later after this show, you think? Absolutely. All right. The weather is surely beginning to warm up, and Chicagoans are definitely taking advantage of the warmer temperatures. I mean, sunglasses, sandals, and even tank tops. The sun is definitely making an appearance today. Let's take a look outside and see for ourselves. As you can see at Buckingham Fountain, the weather is pretty much bright outside, and it is brightening up. Pretty much a perfect day to maybe even take a walk along the beach or even Michigan Avenue. Let's take a look at today. Today's temperature is currently 62, partly cloudy, and winds northeast 7 miles per hour. Humidity is at 20%. Looking at tonight, we can see that our temperature is a low of 44, which is very cool, but you'll still be okay because the clouds will be clear, and the winds will be northeast 7 miles per hour, and humidity at 10%. And 7-day, pretty much Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it will definitely be cloudy, but taking a look at the weekend, it's definitely pretty much sunny outside, and the weather, you can probably, take another walk in the park. Walks in the parks are always nice to do on the weekends. And what are you guys doing this weekend?
Well, I think I'm gonna head over to North Avenue Beach. Great time, when it's nice outside.
Right, take a dip in the pool maybe?
I'm gonna head on down to Navy Pier and hit that mini golf course, work on that swing. Back nine's where I make it happen. Honestly.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty, one of the busiest and most exciting times of the year on the Chicago sports calendar is just around the corner.
That's right. 4 pro teams competing at the same time in our great city, and 2 of them are about to head into the playoffs.
Coming up, with baseball season underway, both the Cubs and the White Sox had themselves a very exciting weekend.
That's right. And it's Newsbeat's Raquel Harris will also fill you in on whether or not the Bulls look ready for the playoffs with just 2 games left in the regular season. That and more coming up on Newsbeat. The mayor is calling it a touchdown for the city, but some people aren't so sure. For the first time since 1963, Chicago will host the NFL Draft.
The problem is the big changes headed our way, Chicago. Expect major traffic congestion and detours. I found out exactly how the draft will affect you in the upcoming weeks.
Chicago, gear up. The NFL Draft is coming to town right to Roosevelt University's Auditorium Theater. From April 30th to May 2nd, the NFL is also taking over Buckingham Fountain and Congress Plaza to showcase some of the league's newest player selections. But the addition of outside activities comes at a price, for commuters that is.
In just a couple of weeks, Grant Park is going to be transformed into Draft Town, a place where fans can meet players, get autographs, and even play flag football. And admission to this is free, so that means there's going to be a lot of foot traffic in this area, which will probably add to the chaos.
I mean, I don't have to walk like a block, but even then, if they're not going to allow foot traffic, then it's like, how are we going to get to school? I can never drive downtown if I have to go to physical therapy after. So I mean, it really limits my transportation and what I can do when I come downtown.
The NFL will close parts of Michigan Avenue, Columbus Drive, Congress Parkway, and Wabash Avenue. Drivers won't be the only ones affected. Pedestrians and businesses will have to make route changes due to sidewalk closures on these streets. The kicker, that some of these streets will begin shut down on April 21st, one whole week before the draft even begins.
It's just going to be a little difficult at first. I got to figure out how I'm going to get to school, and probably have to wake up like 30 minutes early to figure all that out. And then hopefully it'll just become easier as time goes on.
If you are driving or walking downtown in the next couple of weeks, be aware. Plan your route well ahead of time to avoid being late for work or class.
Chicago is itching to hear some good news about its sports teams at a critical time of the year.
Our own Raquel Harris is here to give us the 411 on all the things Chicago sports. Hi, Raquel.
Hey, you guys. So we've got a lot to talk about. Chicago's really been racking up those wins. So it's been a great weekend for sports. We've had everything from baseball to golf, and the Bulls brought out the horns last night in Brooklyn. It's a lot to be excited for. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cell with the White Sox and the Twins. Chris Sale made his first start of the season against the Minnesota Twins on Saturday here in the third inning. Sale gets Joe Mauer on a called third strike. He had an 8 on that day. Later in the bottom of the third inning, Adam LaRoche cranks the first pitch out to the deep right field, and that ball is gone. That extends the Sox lead 3-1. This is his first home run as a member of the Sox. Bottom of the 8th with a man on first, Gordon Beckham drives one out to deep left field. That ball is over the wall, and that puts the game out of reach. Sox win this one, final score 6-2. The Rockies are in Denver taking on the Rockies at Coors Field, bottom of the second with the bases loaded. Former Cub DJ LeMahieu sends one out into the gap left center. Coughlin chases it down, but he's safe at third with a bases clearing triple. That right there gave the Rockies an early 3-1 lead over the Cubs. Later in the ninth inning, Dexter Fowler with the man on crushes this ball, and it's saying hello to fans in the deep right field. This is Fowler's first home run of the season that gave the Cubs a 1-run lead, and they go on to close out the Rockies with the final score 6-5. Derrick Rose and the Bulls were in Brooklyn last night taking on the Nets, and they're looking to move up to the third seed in the East. We'll pick it up early in the first quarter. Rose with a strong drive through the lane makes a left-handed layup. Nice energy on that one. Later on the second quarter, Rose pulls up at the three-point line and fires the three and gets the shooter's roll as that one drops right in. Then in the third, Rose runs the pick and roll with Taj Gibson and draws 2 defenders and then finds Gibson wide open in the paint for the jam. The Bulls bring it home with a win with a score of 113-86. And now, real quick, great news for the Blackhawks. Patrick Kane appears to be recovering from a broken collarbone at a little quicker than expected. He's listed for probable Hawks' first playoff game on Wednesday. 21-year-old Jordan Spieth took home the green jacket from this year's Master Tournament. Spieth put a historic performance by matching Tiger Woods' record score of 18 shots under par. As we mentioned earlier, and the NFL Draft is coming to Chicago. The 3-day event starts April 30th. So tell me how you guys feel about the NFL Draft coming to Chicago.
Well, there's no doubt that Jameis Winston's going #1 overall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I'm hearing that they may not be there, so that'll be interesting because that'll be historic. That if he's not there to shake the commissioner's hand and pretend like he likes him.
Yeah, I definitely feel. I'm not really that happy about it just because I live so close to where it's actually going to be. But I'm still excited. I hope to see some football players, of course.
See the fans. It's just fun.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Raquel.
No problem.
That's all we have for news today. I'm Eddie Diaz.
And I'm Natalie Cardona. Thank you for joining us on Newsbeat. Have a great day.